Hey guys, this is going to be a rewatch reaction to Kate Hudson covering Voices Carry by Til Tuesday, written by Aimee Mann, performed on The Stern Show.
So here's Kate Hudson with this fabulous band, and they're going to cover Aimee Mann's Voices Carry.
I'm in the dark, I like to read his mind. But I'm frightened of the things I might find. Oh, there must be something he's thinking of to tear him away. When I tell him that I'm falling in love, oh, why does he say, hush, hush, keep it down now, voices carry. Hush, hush, keep it down now, voices carry. Oh, oh. I try so hard not to get upset, because I know all the trouble I get. Oh, he tells me tears are something to hide and something to fade. And I try so hard to keep it inside so no one can hear. Hush, hush, keep it down now, voices carry. Hush, hush, keep it down now, voices carry. Hush, hush, keep it down now, voices carry. Oh, oh. He wants me, but only part of the time. He wants me if he can keep me in line. Hush, hush, keep it down now, voices carry. Hush, hush, keep it down now, voices carry. Hush, hush, shut up now, voices carry.
I love that. Beautiful.
Okay, guys, so this was a different experience for me. I didn't even make a single exclamation because I was trying to take pretty thorough notes during, so let's chat a little bit. Okay, so the first thing that I wanted to comment on was Kate Hudson's voice. It was remarkable on this song. It was like, the note that I wrote was rocker husky tone, smoky, but silky and smooth at the same time. Also, just such a gorgeous level of control. You can really hear the control on moments when she either sounds on the precipice of having a vocal break, like a purposeful, intentional vocal break, or when she actually does have a little bit of like a vocal crack or break. It is clear that those are artistic choices and not accidental vocal defects. They are for the vision, the creative vision of her interpretation of the song. And counter to that, because this song, in my opinion, is a pendulum of emotions, being in a low, almost desperate, kind of sad place, and then having little outbursts of desperation and not quite anger, but indignation. Throughout the performance, she has moments where it's like a clear vocal attack. The way that it feels to me is almost like this is a voice, like her interpretation is that this is a very strong individual, a strong persona who has found themselves in this situation, and they're broken, they're beaten down emotionally and spiritually, and they're almost like, how did I get here? I think that her excellent dynamic control also refortifies that artistic element of the interpretation, the way that she can not just change like the tone or like the styling of her voice, but the actual volume control in some moments when she's quieter when she needs to be, and then much louder when the song and the message requires it. Excellent. I also thought that Kate and her backup singer had amazing chemistry working together. Her backup singer is also just very gorgeous, has a very lovely voice that you can hear supporting Kate throughout the song. Just loved that. One thing that was very cool too, on my original reaction and upload to this, someone left a comment explaining that this band actually has members with extremely esteemed careers. Let me see if I can actually find that. I can still pull up the old video. It's unlisted, not deleted. Okay, so I want to thank user-IT8PC1MH8R. If you come back to this re-upload, I appreciate you very much. He or she said her band leader and guitarist is Joshua Ray Gooch, who played with Shania Twain from 2012 to 2022. The keyboardist, Corey Frank, is the brother of Derek Frank, who is Shania Twain's bassist, 2014 through 2023. There is a nucleus of Shania Twain's old band members. All are actually lovers of the 70s and 80s style of music. So I love getting comments like this because I actually love learning more about the bands and the backup singers and the stories of a lot of these songs. And moving on to the conclusion of the song, I loved Kate Hudson's interpretation of the Shut Up sequence. It was very raw and true to the spirit of the original recording. Like, that is a part of the song where the protagonist's voice is crying out for some sort of recognition and release. And that is where being a little rough around to the edges as a creative choice is actually, in my opinion, a better fit for the song versus maintaining refined vocal stylings and elements. But at the same time, by the very, very end of the performance, Kate sounds almost broken and exhausted and tired again, but I 1,000% believe that that is, again, a creative artistic choice, almost like an emotional arc. At the beginning, this broken down personality or protagonist of the song is starting to have the moment where the emotions are rising, and then they're roaring out. But then after they've been released, just like in real life, if you have ever had an emotional outburst or outcry, by the end of it, you are exhausted. And that even that is reflected in Kate Hudson's performance, which makes it feel true to life and true to real life experiences with these sorts of things. All around, just a phenomenal performance of a classic, an absolute classic, beautiful 80s song. Like, you are lying to me if you're telling me that you haven't been driving around at like 1 a.m. during a really dark period of your life, just blasting Voices Carry. It is one of those night drive breakdown types of songs. If you know, you know. But anyway, thank you for watching this rewatch reaction. I'm not always going to take extensive notes on videos, but because this wasn't new to me, I wanted to really make sure that I was recording all the things that stood out to me. In the future, I'm going to try to stay or remain more off the cuff, a little bit less structured in that way. But again, I am trying to find positive and constructive growth, even amidst somewhat rude comments. And I think that it's going to improve the experience because moving forward, I do want to isolate analytical thoughts from reactive and expressive thoughts. They are different, and I will be doing my best to separate them moving forward. But yeah, I hope you have a great weekend or day or whatever. And I'm looking forward to more Kate Hudson performances. She really has a gift, and I mean, it's kind of unfair. I mean, can you imagine like I've had a successful Hollywood career, so why not do music and actually have the chops and the skill and the talent to back it up? That's like beyond a 1 in a million situation. So Kate Hudson, I'm cheering for you and looking forward to more. Much love to everyone. Bye. The first thing was I was experimenting with green screen, but because of my camera and light settings, it just was not working. So I left a green background behind me, and I just think it looked terrible. I was honestly embarrassed even as I was uploading it. I was like, you know what, it's fine, it's fine. The next series of videos will be better, but just put it up. In retrospect, I wish that I had just canceled it. Second, I loved that silver microphone that I've been using in recent uploads. I think it's really pretty, and I love having something in my hand. You can see it like I'm a hand talker, but the audio quality requires more adjusting and mixing, something that I am not very familiar with and something that I don't want to have to do. The third thing, someone pointed out that they wished that I had not used profanity. I said the F word without bleeping it. Now, and that's another thing. I was getting profanity at me, shut the up and stuff like that. And I felt like it was hypocritical for me to be like, wow, like that's really rude to say that. If my whole point is like, geez, what are you like cursing at me for? Even though it's different, because if you're saying like, what the, because you're so excited about something, if you're still using profanity, then you have no place to be like, geez, like you're literally cussing me out. You know what I mean? The fourth point that people pointed out was I began my analysis during the performance. So it went beyond just expressing surprise and being like, wow, she sounds amazing. Oh my gosh. You know what I mean? Like it really went into, I had started openly, like my open voice dialogue where I'm like talking about the dynamics of the song execution at the beginning, the mental state at the beginning versus what it's expected at the end, and how Kate is like executing it so well and embodying the persona of the song, etc., etc. There were some people who were, in my opinion, justifiably frustrated that I didn't save that for the end. And so I am going to try to parse that or separate that out. Like legitimate reaction, thoughts, and expressions are very different from beginning an analysis in the middle of a performance. And so I am going to try to start saving that for the end. I do agree, even though I think that the delivery of the message was kind of rude, I think that part of, just like being an open and mature person is to be able to say like, okay, like someone might have delivered a message in a rude manner, but that doesn't mean that there isn't something to take away and learn from. You know what I mean? With that said, there was one person who was just so pressed and off the rails. I really do kind of worry for their mental state, because I mean, that just got to that it went to another level where I was like, this person just kind of sounds a little bit unwell, and I really wish the best for them. I blocked them from the channel not because I'm worried about me, you know, frankly, like I'm finally at a point in life where I can take a little bit of heat. I can even take a little bit of like blank you. And, you know, like someone called me a bright red fat roast pig the other day on another video. I left that comment up because I'm like, whatever. Someone called me Kim Jong-un of North Korea. And I was like, you know what? That says more about you than it does about me. But this comment was just like, I could tell the person was unwell, and I don't want to be part of having that up, something that reflects so poorly on another person. And so I took it down because I viewed it as like, I'm doing you a favor in a sense, because you just looked kind of nuts. So it is what it is. But that is something I have ultimately learned. You know, on the internet, you are never going to be able to please everybody. But even within the displeased people, there are going to be people who have takeaways that you can actually learn from, and maybe it can improve the overall experience for everybody, even the people who generally are like, yeah, like I don't mind, I'm fine, I still like your videos. I think that some of those things about like, don't start analyzing during the performance, I think that that's something where, you know, now that I'm going to try not to do that, that's going to improve the experience all around. But at the same time, the internet is full of a lot of people who honestly, because of the anonymity of the internet, they just view it as a playground to try to make other people feel badly about themselves. And that it can be hard sometimes, but you have to remember that that is a hurt person, most likely trying to externally project that and hurt other people. And that's just going to happen. The internet is full of people who are just trying to be negative at all turns, and you know, you just have to take it and not engage with it. That was just sort of a little spiel for anyone who might come across this, who wants to start a channel, but they're worried about like, oh, but like, you know, criticism and whatever, or like, how can I avoid getting people like coming at me? You can't. It's gonna happen. An example that came up in my head is ASMR. There are some subcategories of ASMR that are legitimately stressful for me. But if I happen to stumble upon one that I personally find unpleasant, I'm not gonna like have a meltdown and a freak out and try to make the creator feel bad about themselves. Like in my mind, that's just like a very mentally unhealthy thing to do. Whether there's a cloak or a shield of anonymity or not, you know, like to me, it just doesn't make sense why someone would go out of their way to do that. But it's going to happen. And you, like I said, you just have to remember that's someone being unwell. It's not actually a reflection on you. So don't be afraid to start your channel. You will find comments where, like, when you first start getting maybe some negative comments, it can just feel like, oh my gosh, like, what did I do wrong? Trust your intuition. You will be able to delineate which ones actually have criticism that you can grow and learn from, even if it's a little, like, you know, rude, the delivery. And then there are some where you just have to throw those in the trash because that's just an unwell individual, and pay it no mind. And if you're wanting to start reactions, but you kind of feel like, oh, but like, who am I? Like, what does my voice matter? That should not stop you at all from starting a reaction channel to anything. That should not be a hindrance for you to start a reaction channel, because a reaction channel, at least for me, the premise of reaction videos is that it is a shared, vicarious, emotional experience. There is a comfort in either experiencing something together with someone or knowing like you already enjoy something and you want to share in that with someone else and witness someone else experiencing something and having an emotional response. There is value there. Like I still, a few times a year, will go on a little reaction binge where I actually rewatch people's reactions to WandaVision episode 8 and episode 9. And I cry it out with strangers on the internet. Sometimes I just need that. And that's a show that's very, very special to me and always will be. And I appreciate so much that there are people who gave raw, visceral, in the moment reactions. And it is totally fine to, as an individual, see no value in a reaction. You know, like it does nothing for me. That's fine. But to declaratively say that it has no value at all on a universal level, I think is kind of insensitive to millions and millions of people who do find some sort of connection and catharsis in a reaction video, even if it's something as silly as Kate Hudson singing Voices Carry on The Stern Show. That, as Celine Dion once said, that's the way it is.